Hello everyone on YouTube, welcome back to another Excel VBA tutorial where we will be continuing our user forms data entry file that we've been working on the past few videos, and then this will probably be the second to last video. The next video will do our email portion. So in this case, in this video, we're going to be deleting records and also editing records. So if you want to modify any information, in this case we only have 3 columns, but you may want to have more than 3 columns and you might want to edit some of that information or delete something that you just entered. So we want to add those 2 pieces of coding. This coding is going to be very similar. It's going to be almost the same coding, instead of that one is going to be updating and the other one is just going to be deleting the record. So we have people joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube. YouTube people have the benefit of watching us on sharing our actual screen. So
I've made a major breakthrough in bucket technology.
Let me mute that. I'm actually going to be seeing it also, just so that we kind of see what's happening. Or you know what? Yeah. Actually, let me go here. Yeah, do this. All right. So yeah, that's better. All right, let's get started. So here we go. We're going to be editing our record. So again, like we last stated, if we enter a name here, we'll be duplicating names. But now we have the drop-down, dynamic drop-down. So let's say we want to enter Chris. I don't want to have a blank one though. Chris, and delete the rest. Now I could say a state, for example, MS. And then age, let's say 78. The tabbing is not right. Hit enter, there is Chris MS 78. Okay, so it's getting added to our list box here for viewers or the user to see, but in the back it's going to be added to the database sheet. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is let's say, oh wait, Chris is not from Missouri, whatever state this is. He is actually from New York. We want to be able to edit this record, right? So the way that we're going to currently do it, design, is that we want to hit this edit button here. And once we hit this edit button, once we hit this edit button, we want this to enter into a design mode, or kind of like update mode. So I thought I had the code for that already built into here. Alright, so we might have to edit a few things here. Alright, let's take a look. One second, I'm trying to see if I have the actual coding. Okay, so let's go into our VBE or VBA coding, and let's start coding it then. If we don't have it available yet, I thought we did have it. I might. Let's see if I do have it available. Okay. Guess not. All right, so let's go. Let's code this. It shouldn't. Probably gonna take a little bit longer, more, but let's go back. Here we're going to go here. We're going to go into our edit. When we hit edit, there's a few things that we want to do. Alright, so here we're going to go into edit and we're going to say, oops, sorry about that for you people. If me dot cb name dot caption equals update, then else, and if. Welcome everyone to our third video on data entry and Userform in Excel programming. So now we're going to say me.cb, or no, not cb, but btn enter dot caption equals enter. So if it's enter, if it's update, it's going to go back into enter mode and enter. So we want to change it into enter and update mode, and then we're going to say me.cb name is going to be blank. If I use semicolons because I don't want to write additional lines, so I'm just going to add it in one single line. cb state, and I want to blank everything out. I think so. For now, we're going to blank everything out and .tvh equals blank. And then I'm going to set my focus back on cb name. Set focus. Else, I want to just go into me. This is just, so the edit button just is an indicator to know that we're in like editing mode or not. It's just like a trigger that we are going to set enter dot caption equals update. Okay, so that should be it. Let's save this for now. We're going back here and Alright, so now if we hit Userform and we hit edit, CB name, this is not, it should not be CB name, it should be btn enter, which will not be there. I'll run that. Now this is going to change update enter, okay? So when we're hit edit, we know we are under editing mode because this is going to say update. We can change the color if we want it also. We might want to change this to yellow, right? And then change it back to our normal color. But for now, we're just gonna keep it here, edit. So here when we are in edit mode, yeah, I think if I hit edit mode and I type any name here, ma'am, and then I hit edit again, it's just gonna blank things out here, okay? Because I don't wanna have records here left over, and then I'll enter the information. I just wanna clean it all out, okay? Now, after that, we want to have that here. So after we do that, we want to click update, right? We want to hit enter update, and we want to be able to enter a record. So if I go back to the coding, I'm going to enter. right, so now if we're in update mode, here's the other thing that we want to do. When we are in update mode, we want this to be able to find a record. So now that we are in update mode, we want, if we change here to Christopher, we want everything to populate, and then we could edit the information, update it, right? So let's do that. All right, so if we go back to our coding, and I might switch back and forth. Okay, there we go. If we go back to our coding and we go to our name box here, I'm going to double click it. Now we have a macro that we're going to fill in here where we say CV name change. So we're going to say, we're going to dim name range as range, dim database as range. Okay, and now we're going to say if me dot btn enter enter caption equals hello equals update, then else let me actually move this because I don't think you guys are viewing this. Let's insert space here so that we go to this coding. Then update, then we want to set name range equals set state, or no, sorry, set db range equals something here. All right, so let's copy our normal coding that we have for like setting ranges, which we should have one here. This is the one. This looks fine here. Copy this. Go back in here and then say this range here, this range here. This is going to be db dot, and then this db dot is going to be the name range, which is for my database sheet. Is going to be database sheet column A, and we could say A2. We don't need everything. Change that to A. All right, let's save this so far. Let's see what we got. Let's make sure we are live. That's all we lost, our connection. All right, so our name range here is changed to A. Our database range is going to be a whole database, so A2 through C. To C based on column A, and then let's expand this a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys on Facebook are capturing all of this. Now we're going to enter a worksheet function here to vlookup pretty much. Worksheet function with worksheet function and with, I'll say if dot count. Actually, not a worksheet, not a vlookup, but this is the count if first, and then a vlookup. Now we're going to say count if count is name range So it's going to count name range, which is column A, is same as me.cb name. And if this is greater than 1, that means there's more than one record. We don't want to do anything at the moment. Otherwise, and I'm going to say one name. Same name for that once. Otherwise, then we need to have an on error here. Resume next. And then on error, go to 0. Sorry, go to 0. And then here we're going to enter me.cb state equals dot vlookup. Now we're going to use our vlookup here. And we're going to look up me.cb name. And then db range, which is our database range. Column 2, this case is 0, 0, and that should be. And now we just say copy this, edit it slightly for our age. db age equals lookup cb name, same thing, and this is going to be column 3. All right, so if else, if it's update, else, if it's enter, don't do anything, right? I believe. We'll see if that's the case. All right, sorry guys, here is the coding for people on YouTube Live. All right, if you want to screenshot that, go ahead. Let's try the code. So if it's update, we're going to find our information. Go back to main, hit Userform. We're going to hit edit. Edit's going to enter us into an update mode. Now we could select a name here like Chris, and this should be DB. So now we test out things, find things that don't work, run this, and that works. So now we have Chris MS78, and if I type in anything else or click, Anna is going to give me Virginia. If I delete and I say Tim, want to give me Tim, Virginia, Tim. So because it's a duplicate value, it's not giving me anything, so it just finds Tim and still has the same record from before because this one has a duplicate value. That's why I'm like, what happened here? So we do need to do something. If I put Nick, again, I have the same issue. If I type Michelle, then I do get this Michelle record, but if I type something random here, then nothing happens because it doesn't find anything. So there is an error here that happens, but it resumes and then just finishes. So we want to do a few things there. We need to kind of clean up this coding a little bit better. All right, so again, if I type Anna, it should find it. If there's multiple records, here it's going to say multiple records found. Let's say multiple message box. We can actually give how many records. Multiple records found. We'll say please edit manually and the base sheet. All right. So for now we'll and then might want to clear the name out. See what happens there. If I click again, let's say I get Chris, no, Tim, sorry, or Nick. Multiple revive, please add a manually on the database sheet, and then I get all the records the same. So I want to clear out. I want to clear out state and age. So I could just take these two values and just clear them out because I don't want people to be confused what happened there. State and age, and just make this blank. Alright, so again, if I go back and I select Tim, and it's just going to, and then I want to say set cursor. Let's put this over here. Set cursor back on name. So right here's me.cv. Me.cv name. Set focus. Let's see what happens. So if I say first, if I say 10, click OK, and I mean this is not doing anything, but like we could do a few other things. I might just write the code later on, just exactly what I might like. But there are multiple things that we could do. We could just leave it there. People then will have to just continue and like say, oh, I'll have to edit it manually. All right. Otherwise, should be working fine as far as now I have Linda, and if I have Tim, it should just clear out. If I have Mike again, and Mike should be fine, now I want to be able to edit and hit update, and then we'll just update the information. Let's say Mike is not from New York, he's from actually Connecticut. Now we should be able to select either from the drop down or type in Connecticut now, and we should be able to hit update. Now we're getting two records because Mike is here, Mike is here. But when we hit update, we want something different to happen, okay? So we're going to go back to our coding because we don't want this to happen. And this is where we want it to actually be at. So let's save this file here. Welcome if you're joining us on Facebook Live. We're talking about Excel programming. Some cool things that you could do in Excel programming. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, like it. All right, let's take a look. Make sure that we still are connected. If you're watching us on Facebook, join us on the link. I have the YouTube channel where we are broadcasting, sharing our screen, so you might want to join us there so that you could actually see the coding a lot clearer. And I will also appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. So if you do have any questions, let us know on the chat, either on Facebook or on YouTube, and I will try to respond as promptly as I can. All right, so now we want to edit this information. So let's go into our VBA side. We're going to say here, enter. We're going to click enter, and we're going to add another macro here. So I'm going to just enter something here. We're going to say if me dot cv enter. Oops, not cv enter, btn enter. Dot caption equals update, which it is. Then we're going to do something here. Else we could do this whole coding here that we have. And if here. I think that should be fine. So now if it's update, our caption is update, we're going to do something different here. and here we'll write a different macro. So we're going to call a different macro here, call a different macro. We'll just type it out just because we want our code to be super condensed. So we're going to go here to macros, and right at the end we're going to say sub edit update record, yes, record, update data. Alright, so now we're going to update data, and for our data we're going to I guess this is kind of like me creating things now on the fly, just because I don't have this coding, but I think I have what I should need. I'm going to dim a range as range again. I'm going to dim, I should keep this back. I'm going to actually be breaking this video into two. One of them was adding the drop downs, and then this one part will be the updating and deleting, and then our next video will be our email portion. So dim our row data, our record, let's write record as range. Say data record as range. Okay. And now we're going to say, we're going to run a for each loop. You guys are not seeing this, right? Let's scroll this up. All right, now we're going to say for each data record in range next data record. All right, and we're going to set a range here first. Set range equals same type of range that we always do. So this time we're going to be cycling through our names, right? So our name is what we want to so we could have called this name, but whatever. All right, so let's take, again, same coding that we always use, and then we're going to say our range is going to be db.range. This is only column 1, and we could start at 2. Not what I want. We'll start at 2. Let's do this A and A. All right, so hold on 1 second, guys. Let me make sure that we're still on course. All right, so I'm gonna scroll down here. Each data record if data record dot value equals our cb dot our me.cb name Me. This is not me. It needs to be UF main. UF main dot CB name. Then, if it finds a record, our name that we want, right? If it finds our name, then we want to edit the information, right? So if it finds the name, then we want to enter our information, and let's actually take the code and if else I don't think we need an else. So if it finds it, then we want to enter information, and we have that in our enter data macro. So we want kind of like this information. The only thing that's going to change is our reference rows here, but everything else should be the same. So copy that and then go back to our macro and go to here. It's just there, and then that. Now our data record will give us a row. So we're going to say cells. Our name doesn't change. I mean, we could replace our name. We can. I mean, we could replace everything. So we will say data record dot row, and then column 1, and then copy the same thing for everyone. Because this is going to be when it finds a name, that's a row that we want. We can also do an index on here, but a loop avoids a lot less errors. It might take a little bit longer, but all right, let's save that. Let's see what happens if I go back and do my same scenario where I was trying to add edit Nick, for example. If I type Nick, I need to be in edit mode. All right, so that's why it won't work. If I go to edit mode and I say Nick, multiple records. Was it Nick or was it Chris? I think Chris. Here's Chris, and I say Chris is actually from New York, so I could type New York, and then his age is the same. Whereas Chris, this is Chris, so this information should be the only information that changes, and it actually doesn't change. Okay, so let's see what exactly happened. Oh, we never called this macro, that's why. So we just clear this information. Why didn't it clear the date? So we need to copy this and then go back to our main here, enter, and place it here, right? I'm not sure where it actually emptied out things, but we'll see if that still continues to be the case. Again, here we go. We're going to type in Chris. Actually, no, we need to go into edit mode, and I should be clearing things out here when I enter edit mode. But there is Chris, New York. I hit update, and something happened here where I need my DB here. And then I hit run, and again, this can't be me. So we'll change this to UF main, UF main, UF main. I hit run. Any other issues? Okay, now we have the data record row. What is our data record? Data records are range, so data record value should be something. I'm going to scroll over, move our immediate window. Let me see what is actually given us, and type in question mark here. In range, our range is database A2. Oh, we never ran anything. It's telling us what is it telling me? cells. Oh, this dot right here is what this. That's why. There it is, and once it does that, enters the information, creates New York 78, and then it goes. We need to see what happens here. So let's do it again. Let's go. So we only have one Chris now. Let's type it in again and say Chris. Let's say no, not New York, but New Jersey, and let's say not 78, but 75. I'm gonna hit update. So Chris, New Jersey, 75. That's fine. If we step through, we go here, and then we go into this combo box, and I see what's happening. And this is where it's actually trying to do something else again, and then when it clears cells, it's activating, and then here's where I only clear out interesting. Take that. Let me look at it again. Chris, update. All right, so that takes us there. Now it's going to go into this updating combo box, which it doesn't really need to, but if we do change the name, we want that to be, actually it does need to change the state. So it's going to go into this combo box. Once the cells, temp cells clear, it's clearing, I get it. So it's clearing my temp cells, and that's activating my sheet, my name box here to actually clear out, and not coming back into my name changes. My name did change now. So we may need to, and my age is not on my temp. Hello, welcome to our Facebook Live, or I'm actually on YouTube Live. Alright, so kind of like have to think about how this will work. I kind of don't like this kind of looping too many times through a macro. Let me think. Now it's gonna go here, and it's going to be an update. It's going to try to find which is blank. It's blank. All right, so I could quickly, I'll just let it run, but I'll have to kind of correct that. What I can do is, if I go to main, and if I go to enter, or this macro here, once I do update the records, I want to clear them out, right? So I enter the information. Normally I always clear the record out. So I could clear this out, then it should just all be blank. So I could take the same coding that I have on my enter macro. Oops. Get into the coding that I have here, which is this, but I want the one that I have with space, which is here, current state, age. Okay, go back in here, and once we edit this information, we could just clear things out, including the name, name, state, and age. And then let's see what happens if we do this. Now I should not have anything to VLOOKUP, which is fine. I'm going to edit. Let's say Chris, he's in New York. I'm going to hit update. And again, this can't be me. It has to be UF main. Because we're not in the user form. Hit run. This should be equals space. Run. And remove that. Just run. And there we go. So at the very end, I mean, we're not focusing here. We need to clean that coding a little bit better, but this will do. All right. So now I'm editing records here. So for example, I take Anna, Virginia, and I say Anna's not from Virginia. She's actually from Rhode Island. She's 14. Where is Anna? Right here. You'll see that Anna now just got updated. All right, perfect. Cool. Let's save this so far, and now we're going to save, but we still have the issue where we have duplicated names, and those would not get edited. Right? So Nick, please edit it manually, and then we go to enter, update, enter. This should be fine. All right, so that should be good. Now we have the update record. We could take the same information, copy it, and now add a delete. So delete record, we're going to do that. And for delete record, same thing. If it finds the UCCB name when we're in editing mode, then we don't actually need anything. We're just going to delete that record, and everything should disappear. Let's just take a look at that's actually happening. We're going to say, I should say data record entire row dot delete. All right, we're going to save that. That should be a lot easier. So again, this will not delete duplicate values. We'll figure that out. I'll figure that out and I'll show you guys. But if I type Tim, I gotta go into edit mode. Let's go into edit mode and let's type Tim again. There's two Tims, so it's not giving us. If I go to Chris, let's do someone else, Tony. If I say Tony. All right, so Tony here, I want to delete Tony. I'm going to say delete. Delete. Nothing happened. Okay. Of course, nothing's gonna happen because we need to call this. Yes, we need to call this macro when we click the delete button, right? We're gonna enter here and we're gonna say delete data, and enter. We have that. So, but before we delete, so right now it's just going to delete immediately. We don't want to do that immediately. So we're going to say Tony. Actually, we need to edit again. Tony. Select Tony. Delete him. Tony gets deleted. And now Tony's not. Tony's still here. So we need to say uf macro dot Combobox drop down, and we need to update our drop down. So let's do another one. Let's do Kevin. Kevin, delete. Now our drop down updates. Our name still stays there, so Kevin is no longer here. So you know what? I may want to just wipe off all the data. If I go here, definition, and then I'll just keep this coding here. Just will probably make it a lot cleaner. So now we take Christopher or Chris, delete. Chris gets deleted, and our drop downs modified to only now have only these records, right? But before we delete things, because anybody could just quickly start deleting people here left and right, we want to include a message box and say, are you sure you want to delete? And then this should say yes or no. So we'll do that in our next video. I don't want to extend this video too long. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, we've added names to our record here. We're now able to select and edit our information. So if I go back and enter Chris, and I say Florida, and I say 45, I hit enter. That should be updated there. And now if I delete, go into edit, hit Anna, say she's not from Rhode Island, she's actually from Ohio, and then I hit update, that changes there. And again, same thing, if I hit Anna and I say delete, she gets deleted. All right, in our next tutorial we're going to be deleting, prompting to delete, make sure that you are okay to delete, and also we're going to be emailing information. So if I select names here, I should want to be able to email information out. All right, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.